Alrighty, hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. For those of you that have never been there, my name is Shona. I'm an ex-gymnast, a yoga teacher, and a personal trainer. Today, we are going to be doing a 30-minute power vinyasa yoga sequence. Very quickly, in April 2018, I made this video here, and in this video, a whole bunch of you commented saying, really want more sequences like this. So I decided to make them for you, but today we are doing a 30-minute session. That way you've got a 60-minute and a 30-minute, and if you guys want another long session, then I'm happy to do it. Maybe we could do like something in the middle, like a 45-minute session. Maybe we could even do a 90-minute session. But let me tell you, with this 30-minute power yoga vinyasa session, it is going to be quite intense on your upper body. And that's great, because that's going to pay off down the track when you want a stronger upper body, but also when you want to do things like headstand, pincha mayurasana, crow, any of the arm balances, handstand. And also having a strong upper body is so important, especially for women who are considering having children. More on that another day, but it's just important for everyone. It's just annoying that many women have been socialized into thinking that like having a muscular upper body is sort of like
not feminine,
which is just absolutely ridiculous and impractical and really not the way we like to think about the human body over here in the Virtue Crew world. Without further ado, let's get on with the practice. As I mentioned in my intro, we're going to be doing a lot of upper body work, which means a lot of pressure on the hands. I'm going to do a very quick wrist warm up and shoulder warm up to make sure that you guys are prepped and ready for the load that we're about to place on our upper body in this power dynamic sequence. So first things first, I just want you to come into a cross-seated position or any seated position that feels right for you. I'm going to turn side on so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to turn the palms down to the floor, but the fingers facing me. And I've externally rotated my shoulders. And I'm then just going to come into a passive stretch here, and I've got a clock in front of me, so I'm just going to time our stretch. And I want you to just pay attention to where you're feeling the sensation here. We're not quite in the yoga practice yet, right? I'm going to guide you through breath work, and I'm going to ask you to set a sankalpa, an intention, but before I do that, let's just kind of prepare the body. We can still aim to have a yogic state of mind in everything that we do, and that really truly is the aim. The aim is for yoga to kind of, spill off the mat and into other areas of our life. And that applies to the yogic state of mind. Okay, we have another 30 seconds here. See if you can start to go deeper into this stretch, starting to lean back a little bit more. Send your body back. At the same time, push the heel of your hand towards the floor and just breathe. Close your eyes. Rather than trying to distract yourself from the sensation, pay attention to it. Good, we got 10 seconds here. Beautiful. Slowly release. And then just take a moment here, wiggle the fingers, shake out your hands. And then from here, we're gonna turn the palms to face up at us, fingers towards us still, and we're just going to stretch our wrists this way. I have a wrist injury from jiu-jitsu. Someone wrist locked me here and put it on really fast and really hard. And it just causes me grief to this day, which means I have to do a lot of modification work when it comes to the yoga practice, because obviously a lot of the yoga practice is on our hands. When I'm doing handstand practice, gymnastics work, even jiu-jitsu, it's a really irritating injury. Wrist injuries are very irritating. But if you take the time, like we are right now, to prep them, then you'll find your wrists don't experience as much pain, you're less likely to injure them, and you build strength so that you can actually help to heal any injuries or pain that you may have there now. So I know it's boring to sit here and do this, but it's really beneficial. All right, we have 10 seconds left here. See if you can move a little bit deeper into this position here, into this wrist extension, pushing the front of your forearm down towards the floor as you pull your elbows back towards you. All right, let's slowly release. Wiggle your fingers, roll out your wrists. Okay, we're gonna come into an all fours position, and we're gonna come into our fingertips like so. And the one I'm gonna get you to do is come down onto the palms of your hands and then come up onto your fingertips. Palms of hands, fingertips. If you wanna make this a little bit harder, take your knees further back so there's a little bit more load on the hands, on the fingertips here. Now, this by no means is an exhaustive list of wrist prep exercises, but not doing any at all is not the way to approach this. So we just wanna get some into the practice before we get started. All right, one more. Beautiful. Good, and then onto the fists. We're gonna come into a high push-up position. We're gonna push the shoulder blades off the back, okay? We're protracting, belly pulls in, squeeze the glutes, core tight, holding here. Shift your weight forward, shift your weight back. Shift your weight forward, shift your weight back, forward, forward, and back. Okay, from here, we're gonna bring the feet together, knees come out nice and wide. Take the arms forward, coming down into child's pose. Allow yourself to melt into this position with that head on the floor, or stack your hands and rest the forehead on the back of the hands. Go ahead, close your eyes, and use this opportunity to connect to the breath. Inhaling deeply. Feel the back ribs expand, exhaling, feeling your hips, your heart melt down, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your shoulders, paying attention to where you're carrying tension today. Bring to mind your sankalpa, your intention, your reason for practicing. Maybe it's to find strength, to find focus. Maybe it's to let go. Maybe it's simply to honor and connect with your body. Whatever it is, bring that to mind now. And I will remind you throughout the practice to come back to that sankalpa so that we remain intentional and purposeful in our yoga practice. Take a deep breath in and release a full breath out. Remember that Vinyasa is breath synchronized movement. Now when we breathe, the body naturally moves. So there is already Vinyasa, or breath synchronized movement, happening every time we breathe. And we want our yoga practice to be an extension of that. So as you inhale here and you feel the back of the ribs expand and move with the breath, pay attention to the rhythm, the pace, the quality, the inhalation and the exhalation. Maybe even make a slight restriction at the back of the throat for Ujjayi breath. This is going to help you to stay connected to the breath, connected to the movement that breath facilitates. Okay, so let's inhale, pull forward into an all fours position. Adjust the knees, adjust the hands. So the knees are underneath the hips, the hands are shoulder distance apart. Exhale as you need to. And then as you inhale, what I want you to do is let your chest sag between the scapula. So your chest kind of sags down. And then exhale, push the floor away and spread your scapula off your back. So inhale coming down, exhale pushing away. Inhale coming down, exhale pushing away. Inhale down, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Either stay with this or tuck the toes, lift the knees off. Now we're in a harder position, the push-up position. Inhale down, exhale push. Inhale down, exhale push. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Drop the knees to the floor. Take your arms further forward. Let the head come down towards the mat for Anahatasana. Flexing the shoulder blades here. Just getting a nice big stretch for your latissimus dorsi, your lats. Helping the scapula to spread and elevate. Preparing you for this vinyasa practice that has a focus on the upper body. All right, let's walk the hands back in, push the body up. Inhale, come forward, tuck the toes, exhale, press back, downward facing dog, and try to have that same length through the side body here. As you activate through your upper traps, push the chest towards the thighs and just walk out through the heels, opening up through the back of the legs. Shake out your head yes and no. Back, the neck is relaxed, but the upper traps are still active here. We're gonna inhale, come forward to a high push-up position. If you need to lower your knees, go ahead and do so. That's totally fine. You're still gonna find strength here. We're gonna bring the hands a little bit closer together that you might be used to, but I wanna do this to emphasize work on the triceps. We're gonna take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your chest towards the floor, elbows shave the sides of the body. Exhale, push back up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, push back up. Of course, you can do this like so. Inhale, come down. Exhale, push up. Inhale, come down. Last one, exhale, push up. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Walk out through the back of the legs. Take your hands back into that comfortable downward dog position, maybe shoulder distance apart. And then we're going to walk the feet all the way up to the hands, hanging forward. Bend the knees. Let the head go. Shake out your head yes and no. Take hold of either elbow. Start to swing your body from side to side here a little bit. Get nice and heavy, nice and long. Stay connected to that breath. Release the arms. Use strong legs. We're going to unroll all the way up to standing. Stack each vertebra one at a time as the head lifts. Go ahead, reach the arms up, palms together, lengthen. Exhale, hands come behind you. Interlace the fingers, hug the shoulder blades in together. Look up to the ceiling, inhale. Exhale, bend forward. Head comes down. Try to get your pinkies to touch the floor. Release the arms, hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grab the back of the legs and stretch. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, grab the back of the legs and stretch. Unroll up to standing. Inhale, arms up. Really emphasize this extension and lengthening. I want you to cross your thumbs here and reach up and back, gazing at the thumbs. Exhale, hands come down through center, folding forward. Now you can either have your hands either side of your body, you can have them fingertips down, bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, halfway lift here. From here, we're gonna step back into a high push-up position. Exhale, we're gonna lower down. Inhale, we're going to push up into either cobra or upward facing dog. Here's where my sequence is gonna change a little. So we're inhaling here. We're gonna exhale, come back down. Reverse, notice I flipped my toes. Exhale, I'm gonna push back up. Inhale here. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, so a little bit of emphasis on strengthening the upper body for this sequence. Take a deep breath in. Come into stillness as you exhale. Find your drishti point, focusing your gaze. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Step or maybe hop the feet up to the hands. Halfway lift here. Inhale. Use your abs, not your arms, to pull yourself as deep into this deep forward fold. Now use your arms, exhaling. Strong legs. Inhale, come up to standing. Arms reach up, palms together, lengthen. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Release the arms. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the palms, step, or maybe you're gonna jump back. Lower down. Inhale, cobra, or upward dog, knees, hips, and thighs off. Remember, we're going back down. Push, downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale. Final exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, or if you're gonna hop, what I want you to play with, eyes gazing at one point, get the hips above the hands. And then land the feet in, okay? Just like playing with the hovering. Halfway lift here, inhale. Use the strength of your abs to pull yourself in. Inhale, halfway lift, arms reach up, palms together, exhale, hands come back to the heart, relax the shoulders. One more sun salutation, release the arms, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Plant the palms, jump it back, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, back to chaturanga. Push up, back to down dog. Beautiful. Walk out through the heels, open up through the back of the legs, shake out your head yes and no. Now find stillness. Inhale, exhale, one. Inhale, exhale, two. Inhale. Final exhale, three, bring the feet together. Lift the right leg high as you inhale, but I want you to use your glute to do so. So not this. I want you to think about keeping the pelvis square and lifting and extending that hip by activating your left glute. Now we're gonna open the hips. So now you can open everything up, bend that left leg. We're gonna flip the dog by letting our left hand come off, left foot comes down. Okay, look at where I am here. So what I'm gonna start to do, my shoulders externally rotated, I'm going to extend my hips up and reach back into a little back bend here, but also there's a lot of shoulder extension going on here. Now from here, I'm gonna look to the floor. I'm gonna take my left hand down. I'm gonna pivot, turning my right heel out, and my left leg is gonna shoot forward, really strong on the adductors, so we're working inner thighs here. I'm gonna take my right arm up to the ceiling. I'm gonna come back down, hand comes to the floor, left leg goes back, we're coming down. We're inhaling up. Back down, just tuck the right toes, see if you can keep the left leg lifted, push. Back to down dog, how was that? Please don't hate me. I mean, you know what, you can hate me, that's okay. It's a pretty horrible sequence, but it's also really good for strengthening, for developing that agility, great coordination through the body. Should we give it a go on the other side? Let's lift the right leg up. Notice if you're getting frustrated, okay? Try to be kind to yourself. Belly pulls in, like I said, you don't have to be kind to me. Open the hip now, bend the knee. Okay, foot comes down towards the floor. I'm gonna lift the right hand off. I'm gonna let the foot come down. I'm just gonna pause here for a second, okay? I'm then gonna shoot up and back. Good, looking down to the floor, don't hold the breath. Hand comes down. Foot comes down. Other foot reaches forward. Extend up. Hold. Breathe. Back to the mat. Lower. Inhale. Cobra or up dog. Back down. Tuck the left toes. Push back up. Downward facing dog. Walk out through the heels. Open up through the back of the legs. Beautiful. Drop your knees down to the floor. Turn the palms to face up and let the body come down. Take a deep breath in. Release a full breath out. Just pause here for a moment. Staying down in your child's pose. Close your eyes. Pay attention to the narrative in your mind right now. See if you can let go of any narrative that is going on for you. We're going to take that sequence again. We're going to take it in a more fluid practice. Okay? Breathe in and breathe out. We're not going to judge the practice or ourselves. We're just going to move through it as a vinyasa. Your body is going to get better at it over time. Inhale all fours. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg lifts. Inhale, open the hip, bend the knee, move straight into this position here. Exhale. Inhale, reach up and back. Look down. I'm exhaling now. Fluid movement to switch and transition. Back down, lower. Inhale. Exhale back down. Use the strength of my upper body. If my knee needs to stay on the floor, that's fine. Press back, downward facing. Good. Let's just reset the breath with a bit of vinyasa, okay? In between. Inhale, high push up. Roll it forward, exhale down. Little baby cobra, activate the back, inhale. Back down, push, downward dog. Right leg lifts, inhale. Open the hip, bend the knee. Flip your dog. Inhale here. Back down. Pivot. Whoa, reach. Good, almost went too far. Come back down. Lower. Inhale. Back down. Ready? Let's go. Whoa. Press back, downward facing. We're gonna have some sore arms tomorrow. Walk out through the heels, open up through the back of the legs, bend the knees, look forward, jump the feet to the outsides of the hands. And come to sit down in Malasana, yogic squats. And notice if this is happening, try to push the knees out here. Lift up through the chest, getting nice and long here. Breathe, open the hips, really pull everything away. Try to pull your knees off your triceps as much as you can. Then from here, we're gonna lift the hips up, pivot the feet in a little bit, and try and get some nice deep hip flexion. So what I want you to imagine is that you're getting your ribs to touch your knees. So inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, try to get the ribs a little bit closer. So we're really asking our hips to flex, our hamstrings to stretch. We're gonna pull down onto the legs, pulling the crown of the head towards the floor. Shake out your head, yes and no. Okay, so Padangustasana. Peace fingers are gonna hook around the big toes. Inhale, lengthen the head forward. Exhale, elbows pull out to the sides as I'm trying to get the crown of the head towards the mat here. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, using my biceps to try to pull the crown of the head towards the floor, shifting my body weight forward. Inhale. One more time, exhale, pull. Release. Maybe, for the last version, you're going to stand on your hands. And actually, if you wiggle your toes, you can massage the heel of your hands a little bit, which is a really nice massage for all this vinyasa work we're doing in this push-up position. Now I'm gonna inhale, lengthen, exhale, crown of the head pulls towards the floor. Same thing, I'm really trying to use my biceps, my scapular muscles to pull my head towards the floor. Good, and then release. I get a nice big stretch on the hamstrings. Pivot the feet out wide again. Let's come back into Malasana. Use the elbows to push the knees out wide. You can bring two fists together like so and keep your chest lifted. Breathe here. We're gonna be moving into crow pose. We're just gonna play around with it a little bit. So I'm gonna place my hands down onto the floor. I'm gonna lift my hips up, and honestly, this is more like crane, and I actually find, hear me out, that crane is easier than crow. Crow pose, we rest the elbows on the outside, kind of thing. Sorry, the knees on the outside of the triceps, or you're kind of like on your shins a bit, and you're like this. And I find it to be more about balancing your weight. Crane, you are balancing your weight, but everything is a little bit tighter. Your center of gravity is a bit easier to find here. So it's kind of like halfway between a crane and a crow. So let's go for it. Hands are gonna come down shoulder distance apart. I'm gonna lift my hips and I'm gonna go into really deep hip flexion here, guys. This is super important. I'm gonna get my kneecaps into my armpits. And from here, I'm gonna start to lean forward. Now, true crane, the arms are straight, but we're not gonna go into that yet. So we're gonna keep the elbows bent. I'm gonna start to shift my head forward until my toes start getting a little bit light. But don't rush to lift your feet off. So, still breathing. Maybe I'm gonna try lifting one toe off, and And then I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna shake it out, crack my thumbs. I'm gonna go the other side. Okay, again, same thing. And then we're gonna really try to lift my hips up high, sending my head forward. The worst that's gonna happen is you're gonna fall on your face. It's a beautiful face, but if you put a cushion there, you're gonna protect that beautiful face, okay? So what we're gonna do is lift, hands down, keep tight flexion, right? Tight flexion in the hips, sending the weight forward. Don't look down. If you do, you will forward roll. So eyes go forward, I'm gonna lift off, and we're gonna pause and hold. And this feels super light. All right, the cops have found me, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. They found out I was teaching this sequence and they were like, illegal, it's an illegal sequence. How did you guys go? Should we come into child's pose? I think so. Let's come down, feet together, knees out wide, arms forward. Take a deep breath in, full breath out. Relax the shoulders. We have 5 minutes to go here. So we're gonna start to work a little bit more on a bit of a finisher for our upper body, then some core, and then it's all about Shavasana. So let's pull ourselves forward into an all-fours position. Now we're gonna bring the knees in. I'm gonna get you guys to bring the hands very close together. So close that your thumbs and your index fingers touch. And we're going to perform some diamond push-ups. Now, I'm gonna show you different variations. It's more like a love heart. You know what, it's not a diamond, it's a love heart. We're like that, ding, okay? So, shoulders are gonna come forward, knees are gonna come back. And we're gonna try it like so, okay? For those of you that are like, yep, love heart diamond push-ups, I'm all about them, you can go ahead and lift your knees off. We're gonna lower down for 5 seconds, okay? So shoulders forward, lowering down for 5, 4, don't let your hips or body touch yet, 3, 2, now you can flop down. Now you've got 3 options to push back up. You can push back up like so, you can push back like so, or you can push back like so. I don't mind, okay? But we've got 10 reps and that's it. That's it. So easy, okay? Come forward. Knees off if you're taking it, right? Slowly, we're gonna lower down for 5, 4, boobs touch before hips, 3, 2, 1. Good, push back up. Let's go, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shit, guys, I've lost count. I think we're on 4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Embrace the intensity. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that was cheating, Shona. Okay, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. I really have lost count because I keep counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, hands come down. Head on the floor. Tuck the chin. We're going to extend the left arm forward. And we're going to lift the right leg. So left arm is going to lift, right leg is going to lift. For 5, 4, don't bend the knee, 3, 2, and 1. Change sides, right arm extends, left arm lifts. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, both at the same time. Arms extended in a Y shape. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, press back, child's pose. 1 breath, inhale, full exhale. Pull forward, all fours position, tuck the toes. Downward dog, bend the knees, look forward. Just come into a cross-seated position and scoot yourself onto your back. Good, soles of the feet together, knees rest out wide. Tuck the tailbone here. Okay, We're gonna take the arms forward and we're gonna work our core, but by having our knees out like this, we've kind of shut down our hip flexors a little bit, okay? By coming into this position. When we take a sit-up like this, it's very easy for us to use our hips and overuse them. So we're gonna take sit-ups in this position. If you need to place something underneath your back, your lumbar spine, then go ahead and do so. But we're gonna come up and reach for the feet. Then we're gonna lower down. 3, 2, 1. Touch. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Good. Bend the knees, hands to the hips, lift the knees all the way off. We're then going to draw the belly in, rib cage comes off, reaching forward. Let the knees come directly over the hips like so, and we're just holding here. Kind of like a hollow body position, but from here, what I then want you to do is alternate your heels tapping down to the floor. But as you do, I want you to look at your tummy and notice if it blows up. Also pay attention to whether your back comes off the floor. We're gonna keep alternating. We have 30 seconds of this, okay? And then we're finished and we can move into our Shavasana position. The reason there is an emphasis on core is because many of us make the assumption that our push-ups, our chaturanga, our handstand, weakness comes from an upper body weakness, and that's just not always the case. 10 seconds. Make sure that you're checking your spine and your stomach. What often can happen is that there's not very good trunk stabilization, and it means that our arms are doing all the work. Good. Let's relax. Hug the knees into the chest and breathe. Shake out your body from side to side. Good. Come back to center. Right leg hugs in, left leg extends. And then from here, I'm going to take the leg across the body and extend the right arm back behind you. Breathe. I'm laughing because my brain stopped working. I must have more blood in my arms, my triceps than in my brain. Let's bring it back to center. Hug the knee in, changing sides. Right leg, left knee hugs in. Take the leg across the body down to the floor. Extend, breathe. And then come back to center. Knees hug in, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. If you want to get a little bit of an extra stretch, stay here. Otherwise, extend your arms forward. Take your arms up or beside you. Close your eyes. Deep breath in. Full breath out. In this Shavasana, allow yourself to soften. And I mean like truly soften here. Truly allow your body to melt into the floor underneath you. Give yourself permission to rest. Notice if there's any narrative running through your mind, any kind of rumination, and see if you can let it go. See if you can use the breath as a landmark to the present moment, as a landmark to your commitment to this relaxation, to this Shavasana position. Just inhaling and exhaling. Very slowly come to interlace the fingers. Extend your arms up above your head, point your toes, extend, big breath in. Hug the knees into the chest, squeeze the knees in. And then rock up to a seated position. We'll finish the practice just honoring our dedication to the body and also honoring the body's dedication to us. Right? It's not just our body. This body is inhabited by bacteria, by other life force, right? And in every second, this body is doing its best to keep you in a state of homeostasis. There's a wisdom to its existence, and therefore it's important to practice a sense of gratitude for that existence, for that continuation, and for just generally a place to live. We live in our bodies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're just so much more valuable than anything really, truly in our life, other than perhaps the love we have for others, the love we have for ourselves outside of the context of our body. It's a whole other topic. Anyway, thank you for practicing. Namaste.